Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, September 3rd, 2022. I am Timothy Jaikran. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, gold miners stabbed to death during drunken row at BARAMITA, blocking out evil fosters better communities and world, says President Ali. US 20 million oil and gas training center opens at LUSIGNAN, Georgetown buzzing with back-to-school shopping, and stigmatization will prove difficult to detect and control monkeypox, says Health Minister. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali has on Friday evening said that for the world to achieve better countries and communities, there must be first and ultimate determination in the hearts of people to block out all evil behaviors. Details in this report.
President Mohammed Irfan Ali was at the time addressing the Century 21 Guyana finals of the Quran recitation competition hosted by the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana at the Arthur Chang Conference Center. According to the head of state, who is a Muslim as well, recital of the Quran is integral to the practice of Islam.
Recitation of the Quran brings us into closer communication with Allah. It is not only about recitation, it's about bringing us in proximity. It's bringing us in proximity with God through the message. And if we don't feel after recitation we are closer in proximity, then maybe we need to revisit the intention. It invites the intercession of the Creator into our lives and allows us to lay before Him our cares and troubles.
President Ali went on to outline the benefits of reciting the Quran.
Recitation of the Quran serves as a guide to our lives, pointing us to what is right and what is wrong, and thus how we should live in accordance with the will of God. When you see evil, you are not supposed to stand still and allow it. When you see destruction, you are not supposed to stand still and allow it. When you see people's rights being trampled upon, you are not supposed to stand still and allow it. When you see the rule of law being broken, you cannot stand still and allow it. First, you try to change it with your own hands. Then if you can't, you change it with your tongue, your ability to speak out and to say something about it. And then if you can, then with your heart. Because if everyone changes an evil behavior with their heart, then collectively we'll be changing communities, countries, and the world.
Meanwhile, Friday's session of the Quran recitation competition saw a number of representatives including young persons from several masjids across the country. Dr. Ali said the event clearly shows a new generation that is ready to ensure the legacy of Islam continues.
We'll remember these young faces and their contribution to this beautiful tradition of Quranic recitation. It is not only a competition, it is the continuation of a long tradition. It is a demonstration that we have a next generation that is there ready to take what the previous generation would have instilled.
Following the semi-finals, 20 finalists were selected from the 4 categories: under 10, under 13, 14 to 20 years, and age category 21 to 25. Shane Marks, The Evening News.
A gold miner was on Friday night stabbed to death during an argument with another man while on a drinking spree in Northwest District, Region 1, Barima. Dead is 26-year-old Peter James of BARAMITA, Northwest District, who was killed at sometime around 22:30 hours on Friday at the Barama line in BARAMITA. According to police reports, James and the suspect were known to each other and had both been consuming high wine with water at the location since 15 hours on Friday. Later that evening, the two men got into a heated argument, during which the suspect allegedly armed himself with a knife and stabbed the victim to his right arm. While James was fleeing the scene, the suspect gave chase. However, some distance away, the injured man collapsed and fell to the ground. Public-spirited persons stopped the suspect from inflicting any further injuries to the victim. Thus, the suspect walked away from the scene and made good his escape on foot with the knife in his hand. Meanwhile, James was rushed to the BARAMITA Health Center, where he was admitted but died receiving treatment. His body will be transported to the Port Kaitumu mortuary for a post-mortem examination. Checks are currently being made for the suspect, the police have said. Guyana's first premier oil and gas training center was officially opened on Friday, and according to Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, Guyanese can now benefit from an assortment of cutting-edge capacity-building courses without having to leave the country. Details in this report.
Located at LUSIGNAN on the east coast of Demerara, 3T Enermec Guyana Training Center of Excellence is a joint venture between two Guyanese companies, Arctic Development Incorporated and Windsor Technologies, and 3T Enermec. This training center of excellence combines expert instruction in classroom training facilities, blended learning software and technology, and fully immersed simulators for high-hazard activity learning to empower and provide Guyanese with key skills and training certifications that are required to work in the offshore environment. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Prime Minister Mark Phillips pointed out that this groundbreaking facility would bring immense benefits to Guyanese as they seek to tap into the abundant and life-changing opportunities that the industry offers.
With you being the first entity with approval to deliver offshore petroleum industry training organization accredited training to the oil and gas sector in Guyana, our human resources are now strengthened at a global standard to actively and competently participate in the building of the human resources of this new and abundant area of our country. With an industry that requires high skills and knowledge, it is reassuring to know that these capacities can be imparted to our people, again, without having to leave their home soil.
Previously, Guyanese would have had to travel abroad to undergo training and secure the necessary certification to work in the oil and gas sector here. But now, 3T Enermec Guyana Training Center will not only train Guyanese, but foreigners as well.
Previously, as many of you will know, but many don't know, the closest APITA training centre was either the US, Europe or Trinidad. Now having this facility here locally changes all that. The door's wide open now to do all the training we need for not only Guyana, but for the region here within Georgetown. It's a pivotal time because now with this centre, we can train Guyanese people in the roles across many skills, many competencies to support all of the investment that is going within our oil and gas sector.
Meanwhile, Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat underscored the need to develop Guyana's human resources to fully realize local content.
Today is a true example of local content. Today is a true example of how Guyanese is starting to establish themselves in the oil and gas sector, along with international partners, because we need the expertise, we need the investment, we need the technology. And that is why we have always, as a government, encouraged our local businesses, our local entrepreneurs, to join in partnership, in joint ventures, in consortium, and to work with foreign investors to build facility as the one that we have here today.
The training center currently offers over 500 courses specifically designed to upscale the oil and gas sector. Along with Friday's opening, a group of 18 young Guyanese were the first batch to graduate with ECITB Level 2 certificates from the center. Reporting for the Evening News, Lawanda McAllister.
Schools across Guyana will reopen on Monday for the new academic year, and parents were out today in Georgetown getting in some last-minute shopping for their children. At least one parent told the Evening News that the government's $30,000 cash grant and uniform voucher was a great help in preparing her child for the school reopening. Let's have a look.
Hi, my name is Cindy. Oh, we're doing some back-to-school shopping for my 4-year-old.
Can you tell me how has that process been for you back to school shopping?
Well, it's been a kind of a ease. It's not so stressful as before because it's just one person I'm doing shopping for right now.
Right, and I know you're probably a recipient of the sorority.
Yes, we are.
How was that help you?
It was a big help tremendously, and especially in these times that some of the items, the prices would have gone up a bit. So it was a great help.
Meanwhile, even as some parents and students prepare for the new school year, many former grade 6 students are still eagerly awaiting their results from the National Grade 6 Assessment Examinations to know which secondary school they will be heading to. Education Minister Priya Manikjan had previously reported that the National Grade 6 Assessment results would be out or around September 15th. On the other hand, the Education Ministry will be announcing the results of the 2022 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examinations from the Anna Regina Secondary School, Region 2, on Monday. Coming up on the other side of the break, stigmatization will prove difficult to detect and control monkeypox, says Health Minister. Please stay tuned.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Superbet com certeza a sua melhor escolha. Com mais de 200 jogos online com Superbet, você aposta é para ganhar. Cadastre-se hoje, tá esperando o quê? Basta acessar o www.superbet.gy, clicar em registrar e você já está apto a participar. Lembrando que o Superbet não é recomendado para menores de 18 anos.
Poultry farmers, save money by cutting down the time it takes to pluck your chickens with the plucking machine from Sylvie's. Now available at affordable prices in 3 sizes: 500, 550 and 600 mm, 110 220 volts, 60 cycles, 1450 RPM. Replacement motors and the plucking fingers are also readily available right now at Sylvie's Variety Store, High and Hatfield Streets, Georgetown.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Rupasina Rang joins us now to report that an effective way of dealing with the emerging monkeypox endemic is to eliminate any stigma against groups of people or aspect of disease so that persons can assist in disease control. Here's more.
At a sensitization seminar on monkeypox reporting, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony noted that Guyana has built capabilities to diagnose cases of monkeypox while guidelines have been developed. However, people will not want to cooperate if they feel stigmatized. This will prove difficult for medical officers conducting contact tracing to determine who was in contact with the infected monkeypox patient.
And the way that we report this can either help to convey information that people would take and be able to maybe change their behaviors and so forth, or we can stigmatize them, push them on the ground, and then we'll have unrepressed spread of the infection. So it is very, very important, and we have to consciously think how we write some of these things and how we report on them, because this is very important. By your actions, you can either contribute to reducing the spread or increasing it.
Moreover, the senior health official said the ministry does not want people to be fearful, but rather understand and make the right choices.
One of the things that was notice epidemiologically is which population is this occurring in. And they have found that a lot of the cases are among men who have sex with men. It doesn't mean that only men who have sex with men will get monkeypox. You got a whole set of other people who will get monkeypox if they are in close contact with somebody who is infected. But we have seen a lot of cases among men who have sex with men. Now, what that means, if we're seeing that, we have to address it, but without stigmatizing a part of our population.
While monkeypox has been detected before, this time around it is causing rise in infections in non-endemic zones in the world. The health minister pointed out that the animal-to-human jump in diseases is becoming more prevalent as people settle closer to some habitats, causing increased infections and viruses. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
We now tell you that verification is ongoing on the list of beneficiaries for the Fisherfolk grant in order to ensure that it is reflective of the true recipients. Rupa Sinarain joins us once more with the details.
President Dr. Irfan Ali had announced the $150,000 Fisherfolk grant for both licensed and unlicensed operators. Speaking with media operatives in a recent engagement, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa shared that in doing a robust verification, a transparent list will be created.
We had our officers and various stakeholders were doing verification. I still want us to have maximum verification. I want a list that is very transparent, a list that is reflective of our fisherfolks, the number of fisherfolks in our country, and the real beneficiary.
According to the minister, the list has been sent to the neighborhood democratic councils for persons to make objections or requests that their name be included. This will continue over the next week and then the grant will be distributed.
I have sent back the list of the various NDC offices across the country where there is a notice in the daily newspaper to people to go and check their names, see if they want to make any objection or they want to add in any name on the list. That will be for the next 2 weeks. No, well, the next week because 1 week already completed. The next week and hopefully by then we can have a verified list and we will pay the cash grant to the fisherfolks.
Government has noted that this special additional measure is in light of the unique challenges faced by fishermen, including the low catches they continue to experience. President Ali had announced a series of groundbreaking measures ranging from cash grants to households in the hinterland and riverine communities to the provision of fertilizers for farmers. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
A quarantine farmer is calling on the police to be more responsive as 2 head of his cattle were stolen and slaughtered at some time between Wednesday evening and Thursday morning. Our Barbies correspondent Andrew Carmichael has the details.
Mukesh Balkishan, 41 of Sultan Farm, Quarantine, Region 6, lost the 2 heads of cattle he owned. The cows, he said, were being used for milking purposes and produced 1.5 gallons of milk per day. He said he had been rearing animals since a little boy, but stopped because of losses he suffered as a result of theft.
When my children then grow up, I buy a next cow with a calf, right? And get this cow just a milk for my children them, right? And this morning when we come, we see the rope cut on the calf and on the mother. I was walking, looking, right? I see the fence cut, the mesh fence cut. And walking, going up, I see a blood trace, right? And when I check, there's all 2 cow killed right there.
The farmer had been keeping his cows in the neighboring village of Hoxtie on an empty plot of land. He showed this newscast evidence indicating that a carcass was dragged to the road and removed by a vehicle.
Milk a share in the whole village on this cow. Right in the same yard, I give my friend and then wells going down. Because we can't use a whole gallon and a half milk every day.
Do you sell it or do you give it away?
Give it away. Before me come here, I ask my neighbor, you want milk today? I saw this cow he loving.
The farmer said he has also been losing produce from his farm. According to him, on more than one occasion he caught thieves red-handed and called in the police, but was told to go to the station and make a report. The farmer said he has even taken away bananas from thieves and taken it to the police station to make a report, but the police never acted on the information.
several times you see the man steal the banana coming out the dam, you call the station, come make a report. Then I come, then I never come and catch the man red handed with the banana. They say come a station. When you go a station, you take with the banana up and the man carry a station, nothing happen.
Balkashan noted that for years there have been promises to construct an abattoir along the central quarantine, which will ensure farmers have one central place to have their animals slaughtered. This in turn will pressure butchers to purchase only meat coming out of the abattoir.
One little house they can make a couple $1 million building they can make. For all the animal go one place, the farmers carry animal one place. Up to now, every meeting you go, you raise one topic. Yeah, they're going to do that. They might give out $500, $600 million contract and they can't do a $3 million work. Eh? For protect farmer in the, every week animal lost in this area, every single week.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
We will now take a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Sunday, September 4th at 11 hours for a period of 1 hour. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Sunday, September 4th at 9 hours 50 for a period of 1.5 hours.
And now the local stock exchange market, compliments of Gassy. Jamaica Talibas hold nerve to repel Warriors. This and more coming up in the Sportscast, sponsored by Maccorp.
The biggest party in sport is back for the 10th year of CPL.
Let's rock and roll, gentlemen. That is magnificent.
CPL will be bigger, better, and louder than ever, with more sixes, more entertainment, and more of the world's best players.
That is simply sensational. Oh, yes.
Get your tickets now at cplc20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.